Yeah, just really excited to be able to host again. It's been a while, and we love hosting here at Texas Tech, and we love having the opportunity to have all these schools show up again. But it's very rare because we get it so limited. So we're real excited
And there's been
host
a
it.
long layoff between your last meet and what's going to happen this weekend. Are you guys relaxing? How do you guys combat any sort of rust that may come about?
No, good question. You know, the kids have just gone through grueling finals. I think a couple of the teams that are coming are in finals while they're here. I mean, it's just a hodgepodge of a lot of things. But we're very lucky, I think, to have gotten ours out of the way. This morning was the last final. Most everyone got through yesterday. And I'm just hoping that really helps us to be at home, not have to travel during that time, sleep in our own bed, like I say, and be in real familiar surroundings.
It's supposed to be pretty hot this weekend, and you and I were talking about that a little bit before. Is that going to affect anything this weekend for y'all between the throwing and the field events and the running events as well?
You know, I think we're in the best position of most, as I stated earlier. But, being really hot, if it's in the 90s, and I heard high 90s on Sunday, I mean, it can affect people that are doubling. It can affect people. We're going to have to be very careful, hydrate well, take care of ourselves, and stay out of the heat as much as we can. But, everybody's got to run in it. It's going to be the same for everybody. But I do think probably the distance people are a little bit more concerned about it than the sprint teams.
And the Big 12 is one of the most stacked conferences with track and field. And how excited are you to be able to showcase some of the best track and field talent in the world, really, in Lubbock this weekend?
No, you're exactly right. I mean, this is going to be a tremendous meet. I mean, you're going to see world-class, top people in the NCAA. It is going to be unbelievable. I think the times are going to be phenomenal. We're going to see some records broken, and so I'm looking forward to it.
What do you feel like would have to happen for your men to win?
For our men to win, we're going to have a great meet. We feel confident we can win the championship, but we've got to have a good meet. And I think as long as we go out there and perform like we've been performing, and we can have a few people step up. We've got a few new people that are opening up or are getting started, and I'm hopeful to see Markham throw the javelin, and we haven't had that all year. And then Oscar's going to run the 400 hurdles. And I feel like if we have all of our groups together and we can stay healthy through the meet, then I feel good about our chances.
What's Terrence's status, Terrence Jones?
Terrence is still day by day. We have entries due tomorrow, and so haven't made a decision on him yet. I'm not going to play that hand so everybody knows yet.
With this being you guys have kind of had a really tough schedule throughout the year, and now we're in the postseason and stuff, and now this is a stepping stone for regionals and then going to Eugene afterwards. So how are you focusing the kids? Because from my understanding that there's a certain amount of attempts that they have in order to qualify for regionals and then go on to NCAAs?
Yeah, I mean, two of the biggest things on the team right now, we have a lot of people that are in good shape there, but our two decathletes have not qualified, and they're going to really go at it Friday and Saturday, and I'm hoping that both, Denham and Gary on the men's side and on the women's side also with Callie and Aria, they're all going to try to qualify. So we're hoping to have good tailwinds for when they run that direction, and then not win when we run the 400 and the 1500. So, but I'm looking forward to them having great meets, and I think they're ready. I really do.
Do you have a pep talk or something you're going to say to them before they get out there? I mean, this is the best time of the year. This is everything they've been training for ever since the season started. Do you have?
Yeah, I look forward. We have a Thursday night meeting. Tomorrow night we have a dinner, and then we give out their credentials for the meet, that type of thing, and have some strategy sessions. So we'll have a big talk tomorrow night.
The women came maybe a little bit surprisingly close in the indoor.
Yeah.
The outdoor, is it harder for them to catch Texas, or they have a better chance of catching Texas?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think if we have a great meet and we're at home, I think we will have a great meet. I think it's going to be close, but we're going to have the men and the women know we've got to have great meets. We've got to be on. We've got to have some of our top performances all year long to have a chance to unseat them. And so they know that. And so, but I'm expecting some great performances. So we'll see.
So heading into this meet, how is your preparation different from maybe other ones in the past, knowing that this week is the Big 12 championships?
Honestly, I got to give kudos to my coaches. They make it really easy. They make it so easy. I don't have to really focus too much on anything but just executing what they want me to do in these practices. Everything's a little bit more specific to what maybe I've been having trouble with or things I need to work on throughout the season. So they also do a really good job of making sure that every athlete gets what they need in these preparations. So I think physically and mentally, they've done a great job, and I'm really ready to go because of that. So I'm thankful.
And last time we were here, we spoke with one of your teammates. They said that practice leading up to the meet that was here was kind of like a mini track meet in itself. Everybody was super excited. Is that kind of the same feel this week, maybe even bigger?
I think everyone's excited, but I love how serious people are taking it as well. So we're a fun team. We'll always have fun with each other, but the atmosphere, it's not serious, but it's very focused. So people will have, people got their music in, and if they don't, everyone is just kind of almost getting ready and preparing as if it were a meet for every practice. So I think just the structure that the coaches give us, they make it easy to do that. So a little more serious, but way more focused. It's a dangerous atmosphere. It's a dangerous atmosphere to be a part of. I love it.
Coach told us, well, I asked Coach, the Big 12 is one of the toughest conferences for track and field. So for you, being able to participate this weekend in racing against some of the best in the world, and including yourself, how awesome is it to have the world's best in Lubbock this weekend?
Oh, I live for those sort of things. I live for that sort of stuff. Competition brings the best out of me. If you give your life to something, you want to compete against the best, and I want to beat the best. So I think in my event, we're definitely the strongest conference coming in before regionals. So honestly, I love it to win the title here. It's a bit of a pride thing too, defending, kind of fighting for your own place, fighting for Tech. I just can't wait to beat those guys, man. We're big bear hunters in Canada, so they got some good athletes out there, really phenomenal athletes, but it's a different story. It's a different story when you come through to Lubbock. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and this is everything you guys have been working for, and you're going to start this weekend, and then regionals, and then up to Eugene. So for you, do you have any specific goals that you want to set, obviously besides winning your event, but anything you would like to see to help you progress over the next couple of weeks?
It's really about, I think, just taking it race by race. This is a really important race, and I'm thankful that some of the best people in the world are going to be here. So I don't have to worry too much about anything else. We're focused on this meet. We're going to get through it. God allowing healthy. Hope the team gets through healthy. And then, regionals in 10 days after, that's going to be the next big thing. And then nationals is the next big thing. So I'm here to win a national championship, but you got to start. You got to start and focus on Big 12. So as of right now, Big 12s, this weekend is the most important race of my life. And that's how I'm treating it. So.
And like Stan mentioned, a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, y'all had a mini track meet, and the environment was contagious. The energy was contagious. And for you guys, that's been a theme for y'all all along between the men and the women. You guys are really there for each other. So to you, what has been the it factor of the men's team, but also the team, the men and women's team?
The it factor, I think, is because there's so much talent on the team. Everyone is out to get theirs. But I think because we have a chance to win a conference and national championship, it's easy for people to celebrate each other so I know that in my event, I gotta win the championship, but in some crazy reality, Oscar wins it, that still just means more points for the team. So it's just a really healthy environment. It's just a healthy place I think it's just healthy competition, and it's like-minded people. Everybody wants to win a national championship, and we know that's gonna take a lot of good individual results. So yeah, that's our it factor. We're a really good team, I think.
How much did it help you individually that you put up a good time early in the season at the Texas Relay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it did a lot mentally and physically. Beating some of the best athletes in the world at that meet mentally kind of showed that I'm kind of who I thought I was. But also, it gave us a lot of time to work, and we didn't have to rush things throughout the season. So even though certain marks might not be reflective of that, we were able to really take all the time in preseason after running that race to just work on and develop parts of my race that I'll kind of have to work on parts of the race that won't really come out till later in the season. But it was just it was a blessing just to be able to not have to rush through the training this season. Yeah. It's a blessing. So yeah.
What parts of your race are you working on? In other words, what parts you feel good about, and what parts do you need to tighten up, you think?
It's just working on certain rhythms at certain points in the race. So certain step patterns require a certain level of intensity. And I think in terms of just in correlation with the training and how my body's been feeling, I haven't been able to really just be in like full form this year. That's why we haven't seen anything significant drop since Texas Relays. But I think just working on the intensities around the third quarter of the race. And that's really where the money's going to be made moving forward. So there's going to be some exciting stuff to see, I think.
This is your last year of eligibility.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
What was it that made you decide to leave Auburn? What made you choose Tech?
Just a change. I think actually, so I transferred after my freshman year of undergrad, and the last two options were between Auburn and Texas Tech. So I ended up committing to Auburn. It wasn't necessarily what I thought it was going to be, but the experiences I gained were phenomenal. I learned a lot there, but I think it was just time for a change, changing atmosphere a little bit. And yeah, I knew a few people that also transferred to this school, and they had great things to say about it, and it was just what I was looking for in a program. So I love my coaches, I love my teammates from that school, but I think it was just best for me to come to a place as competitive as this and was able to kind of foster that competitive nature that I have.
So where were you before Auburn?
I was at Drake University, actually.
Right.
Drake University, yeah.
So you ran on the blue track then?
Yeah, it was a good time. I really enjoyed my time at Drake too. Really enjoyed my time there. It was a fun experience. So.
Who's your hurdling hero?
Hurdling hero?
Anybody you like to watch? Or?
I used to like, not many people know him, John Akibua. He was from
Oh,
Uganda, ran 47, I think 8 at the 72 Olympics. First person to break 48 seconds. And kind of the way he ran, I feel like a little similar to me. Raw and hurdling, but really good strength, and just an athlete, just a competitor. So paying homage to him. And he's gonna be, not really, I can't call him a hero because I'm gonna have to compete against him soon in the summer, but I like watching Carson Warholm. He's got that intensity I like, so I feel like we're both very intense in the way we compete. So I like him, but he's gonna have to see me soon. So
How did you learn about John Akibua?
YouTube. YouTube, yeah. YouTube, and then from there, just researching and stuff like that. I like reading this stuff, so any book I could find, a PDF online I could find, yeah. Good guy. So.
He's from when I was a little kid.
Really, yeah. And then also, like, I like my history and stuff, so not really relevant to track, but what was going on in Uganda at the time, he was pretty important and involved in that as well. So it's a good story.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to go research that, they should. So.
You just mentioned that you're going to probably compete against him in the summer. Like, what is your plans after your time here at Texas Tech is over?
First and foremost, like I said, Big 12 is the most important meet of the year. But after national championships, NCAAs, I'll go back home, compete at the Canadian national trials, and then basically either base out of Oregon or base out of Tech before the World Championships in July. And then from there won't be much time. I think I'll fly straight to Birmingham in England to compete at the Commonwealth Games, and then it's not too good to flip back and forth between time zones, so I'll probably just stay out there and compete at some pro races. That's hoping to, you can't really plan these things too much. Everything's kind of up in the air, so it's a lot to think about. It's just taking it one race at a time. So if I run fast here, that'll make everything else later on a lot easier for me. So yeah.
I'm trying to keep it the same. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm going to keep the same schedule for sleeping, eating, practice, weight room, everything.
How excited are you to compete at a championship meet at home, the first time since 2014 to you?
Wow.
How excited is easy to even know that?
Right. Very excited. Like, I feel like I have a home court advantage. I know how the track feels. I know how the weather is. I know everything about the facility. So I'm not really nervous. I'm just here to put on a show.
And the Big 12 Conference is one of the best conferences in track and field across the country. And some of the world's best, including yourself, is going to be competing this weekend. How awesome is it for the city and the community of Lubbock and Red Raider Nation to come out and see the world's best compete this weekend?
Crazy. Like, I don't think people understand how amazing that is, but world's best or like second, I think, because Tyra is like 5th or something, and I'm like 3rd right now in the world. So to come out and support, that would be lovely. Mm-hmm.
What you did at the last meet? How did you feel about that?
The 6.75, right?
I can't remember exactly. But
I think it was that.
22 and something.
I was very excited because usually I'm not really consistent with my jumps. So the fact that I'm going 22 for 3 meets in a row is very good. And then my family's out there too. So of course I had to show out a little. I'm really happy about it. I wasn't even feeling as good as I was before. So jumping that gave me a big confidence boost.
You said you weren't consistent in your jumps. I was just about to ask you how it seemed like you were. It seems to me you have been consistent, at least in terms of being around 22
Yeah.
for a lot of meets.
I was talking about last year. Last year I jumped 22, and then after that it was like 20, 21. So this year is way better than last. I'm comparing myself to last year.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And then as a team, on the girls' side, you guys have consistently been in the top 10 rankings for
Mhm.
almost like basically the whole season. What has been the it factor for y'all on the girls' side as a team this year?
I think it's just consistency and hard work. Like, we come together as a team and we compete, like, especially for the jumps, we have sticks, and whoever is first, get that pride of that day, So I think that plays a factor in all of that.
You said your family was here the last meet.
Yeah, they were for senior meet.
How many family members?
Oh, it was my mother, 2 of my aunties, my cousin, my sister, and my little brother Zion.
Was your baby brother or baby sister?
Baby brother, my
Baby
baby brother.
So he was here.
Yes.
Had you seen him before? In
No,
person?
this was
So
my
that was
first time seeing him. It brought me so much joy. I was so happy. That's my baby. He grown on me in like 3 days.
Yeah. Now, how many months old is he now?
I think he just turned 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
But you just meant the senior meet. Is this your last year of eligibility?
Yeah, this is my last year.
So it's kind of a little bit emotional because we still have a lot more track and field left to go for you guys
Mhm.
this season. But reflect on your time here at Texas Tech. What has been the most valuable thing that you've gotten out of this?
Over 2 years, just hard work and dedication, I guess. Like, it was very tough at first because I'm from Florida. Like, this is my first time being so far from home. So that really shook my reality, and it made me to be the person I am now. I think I got a lot stronger and a better foundation, especially in jumps out here. So I want to thank Texas Tech for that.
Will you be at the end of the college season? You'll be attempting to compete at U.S. championships.
Oh yeah, I have the qualifying mark, so I will be out there.
That'll be the biggest meet you've ever jumped in, right? Probably.
I went to the U.S. trials last year.
U.S. trials, okay.
Yeah, I scratched, but yeah, I've been there, so I'm not too nervous. I already know what the competition is going to be like. I've been to Oregon multiple times throughout my track career, so I'm just go with the flow, and what happens, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that new stadium up there?
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so new and shiny, but that old stadium had my heart. It has my heart because it was so cluttered and clustered together, so you actually felt the energy of the crowd.
Yeah.
This one is so wide and people's just dispersed and nobody's really paying attention. Yeah.